Alright, good morning folks. Dan here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be revisiting World War II Russian rations, or Soviet Red Army rations. Last time I said Russian, some people got offended and corrected me to say Soviet. I do understand this is from the Soviet era, but it's still, the people are still Russians. So, I'm not sure what that was about, but regardless, hopefully this one will be a little bit better. Did my last Russian or Soviet ration video, as that was one of the first ones I ever did. These are reproduction rations that came from all the way from Russia, from veshmeshok.com. I'm sure I butchered that. I can't do Russian words very well, but it gives you a pretty good idea of what Russian soldiers would have been issued. The company does an excellent job, I think, with the quality, as you can see from the packaging, and getting things really close to what they would have looked like. They also do German rations as well. So we're going to start off. I'm going to show you a section of this book here, The Soviet Soldier, World War II. If you're into uniforms, equipment, and you want of any country in World War II, or just Russia in general, this is an excellent book. This section here talks a little bit about rations. I can post some, I'll post some like up-close pictures in the closing credits of that table of rations. But you can see here it talks about the Lend-Lease can of meat, and that they reproduced that here. And I mean, they got it spot on, if you ask me. So other than this is more of a silver than that gold color, but they did an excellent job. So, so this is a really good book. I recommend picking it up if you're into this type of stuff. Really goes into a lot of up-close detail for living history, reenactment, or just collector purposes. So the other items we have two tins. It came with 2 tins of that Lend-Lease beef stew, and we can look at that up close. Ingredients: cooked pork, lard, onion powder, salt, and spices. Packed by the Anglo-American Packing Corp., New York, New York, made in USA. Expected to pass Department of Agriculture. Now, I assume these cans are made in Russia now, but that's what it would have looked like when it was getting shipped over from the USA. For those who don't know, you probably think of Russia during the Cold War as America's enemy, but during World War II, they were our ally against Germany, and we sent them quite a bit of equipment. And they lend of vehicles, weapons, and, in case, food aid. So the other item we have here is a concentrated, is this pea soup? No, I take that back. This is a millet porridge. So this is kind of like a farina, or any other kind of like grain cereal, grits. But this is a millet porridge, I believe is what it says. Yeah, concentrated millet porridge. So this would probably be good for breakfast. Then this is a block of pea soup. Concentrated pea soup. Sorry, everything's covered in that dust. That's the powdered eggs. On its 3-month journey from Russia, that part of the box got crushed, and the eggs leaked out all over everything. There's still plenty in there, but everything's covered in egg dust. Then we have 2 packs of the biscuits. These are like a hardtack biscuit. You see that egg dust? That packaging's just cool. I'm going to keep one of these sealed, because just look at those tanks on there. That's just really neat. Then on this side, it's got the, Red Army charging forth on there. What does it say on the back? Well, it's all in Cyrillic, but I'm sure someone viewing can read that and tell us more about what it says. But that's just a really cool packaging of the biscuits there. That's a good portion as well. Over here we have a tea. I believe it says a Georgian tea. So 50 grams of Georgian tea here. The packaging's really cool. That'll be neat to make. I'm not going to screw that up like the last one I did, where I didn't have a tea press or a little strainer to make the tea. We'll figure that out. And then lastly, we have the USA made pure dried whole eggs. 5 ounces equals 12 eggs. I imagine this is similar to what would have come in like a US 5-in-1 or US 10-in-1 ration as well. So, tells you how to make them there. Cool, dry place. So, I think we'll go ahead and get it. This is kind of like an all-day ration. So, we're going to start off with some breakfast, and then we'll move on to the other items. So, give me a moment to get that set up, and we'll be back. Alright, so I'm back here. I've been letting some water heat up there in that pot. That's a Czech mess kit. Unfortunately, I don't have a Soviet-style mess kit handy. So, that's one thing about this ration is it does require a fair amount of hot water. Unless you want to eat everything cold, which you could, but cold instant eggs or cold millet porridge, pardon me, wouldn't be very good. Tea would be fine. So I'm going to let that heat some more, and then we'll make some breakfast. But in the meantime, let's check out these biscuits. Well, I'll try to, even though I have that other one, I want to keep this packaging kind of nice. Let's pull this out here. Oh, maybe. Those are packed in pretty tight. Let's see if I can get one out. Well, I might have to tear it a little bit. Can't make an omelet without breaking eggs, they say. So, a couple of those broke, but let's get a few out on the tray here. Okay, so those look like a really hearty biscuit. This probably would be good with that pork stew. You know, crunch some of these up in there. But let's just try one on their own. So it is. They're supposed to be a hard biscuit, and they are, but it's not, you know, like you're gonna break a tooth or anything. They're taste slightly buttery, no salt added, no salt on the outside, but they have pretty good flavor. Could be excellent if you had a little bit of jam or something, maybe. You may have found along the way, passing through a village or something. I don't know if jam was ever issued. I don't think so. But that's a pretty good little biscuit. So, looks like our water. It's getting there. I'm going to give it a little more time. So, in the meantime, we can check out some more of this book. So, you can see the Russian-style canteen there. I don't have one of those. That one actually looks glass. Now with Carrie, he's got a cooking pot and his shoulder roll there. Mosin Nagant rifle. So, which I do have. Check out my other video if you want to see that. Here's some more items carried. You can see that's probably like a cigarette tin. You got cigarette or matches there, some currency. I see a metal cigarette case, engraved match safe, army book, petrol lighter, fashion out of a German cartridge case. That's pretty cool. So, like I said, this is an excellent book. I highly recommend picking it up. Okay, so now that we got a bit of hot water, well, I think I'm going to attempt to make this porridge. So, let's see, we'll open it up here. First, we got egg dust flying everywhere. Now, it says to save some of this and to use it as a side dish with your stew. That's what we're going to do, but you can see that in there. And it stays intact in that little pouch pretty well. It also said on the website that you can eat it plain or add salt or sugar to it if you wanted to make it. Oh man, I got my band-aids coming off. Yeah, that's lovely, you know. Apologies on that. Actually, if you want to know how that happened, when I was lighting the matches for that heater, the staple on the match pack got me. Well, this is going to be interesting. Burn myself now. Well, we'll just leave that as is. Let me fix that and I'll be right back. Alright, now that our Esbit stove snafu has been handled, I don't know, maybe it's because it's an authentic German Esbit stove cooking Soviet rations, it got upset. But we got that fixed. But yeah, if you notice I had a band-aid on my thumb that wasn't there when I started. I was lighting matches with the MRE match pack, and when I struck the match, the little staple that holds the pack together got my thumb. But yes, they were saying, so the millet porridge here, you can eat it just plain, or you can add salt or sugar to it like you might would do with grits or cream of wheat to kind of change it up if you had that available to you. So go ahead and check that out. Looks, see if it needs more time or not. Okay, yep, that's still very crunchy, so we're gonna let that reconstitute for a while yet. So let's check out these eggs. Directions for using. On a 1 level tablespoon dried egg with 2 tablespoons of water equals 1 egg. Put the dried egg into a clean bowl, add water and mix until smooth. Work out lumps and spoon against the side of the bowl. Whip slightly with a fork or whisk. Suitable for making scrambled eggs, omelets, or for use in all cooked recipes which normally require fresh eggs. This egg must be used immediately after mixing. Alright, so we can go ahead and try that out. Let's move our biscuits out of the way. Put a glove on again because I have to handle that pot. Yeah, so unfortunately, like I said, this package, the box is intact, but whatever packaging inside broke open. Okay. So because all of this stuff is packaged really historically well, which I love this vintage packaging, that wax paper bag inside just kind of broke open a little bit. But we're going to take a little bit of egg out of here. And, well, just a little water. And let's see how that reconstitutes up. I've never made instant eggs before, so this is kind of interesting. You know, it's not like you carry an exact measuring spoon if you're out in the field, so I think you just kind of have to judge it. Considering that looks like pancake batter, I think we need to add a little bit more of the actual dried egg mix. Let's see what that does for us. You can start to get something that looks more like consistency of an egg. I don't expect it to be, pardon me. I don't expect it to be like actual eggs, but considering it's still like pudding, I guess we're going to add a little bit more. Set that aside. Let's try using that fork. Got egg on my biscuit. Suppose that's okay. Well, it's kind of thickening up. It's going to be kind of like an MRE egg, I guess, where it's kind of pasty. I'm not sure how you could make this into an omelet, though. Maybe my water's not hot enough. Well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Yeah, it just says, put the dried egg in a clean bowl, add the water, and mix until smooth. Yeah, so I guess that's what it's going to be, you know. Suitable for making scrambled eggs, omelets, recipes which normally require fresh eggs. Must be used immediately after mixing. So I think maybe you are supposed to cook this like an egg. someone out there will have to let me know. I took it as that you just, you know, mixed it up like it says in the package. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to relight that S-bit, and we're going to see what happens if you fry this up. Alright, I'm back. So I realized what I think I did wrong here. Well, what I was thinking I was doing wrong is I took these as to be like a Mountain House egg where you just add water and eat it. But no, these are literally reconstituting the egg back to liquid, and then you cook it. So I've relit the S-bit stove. And, oh yes, that's... key here is try not to burn it, I guess. It is starting to cook up, though. You know, it's not like I greased this pan. You know, I've never cooked these kind of eggs before, so bear with me. But it's not like you also have... probably, well, they might have had some lard, you know, in their ration pack that they could have used to cook this up. To make it a little better. So, kind of a mess. But I'm also cooking this in front of a camera for you guys. If you're out, say, doing a reenactment, and, you know, you had a little fire going, you could cook these up better. But you can see that starts to reconstitute. So, before this turns into a big mess, I'm just going to taste a little bit of what's done here to let you know how it is. Okay, well, I mean, it's definitely not the best egg, but it's edible, and probably, like I said, be a lot better if you're out doing a living history event or something, and, you know, cook that properly over a campfire. So, I guess I don't have too much left to check out here. We got the millet porridge. Let's see how that is, now that it's been sitting for a little bit. Okay. So that stuff's pretty good. Definitely, if you add some salt or sugar to it, would be better. But overall, just plain, it has good flavor to it. Or if you made it with milk, or you had some butter to throw in there. But this would be really filling and satisfying for breakfast, I feel like. So that leaves, lastly, at least for this breakfast portion, which has been a bit of a challenge, the tea. So we're going to use the 2-cup method to make this tea. So, which means I'm going to put a portion of the tea into 1 cup to steep, and then strain it through a strainer into another cup to drink. So that's how you can make tea if you don't have like a not French press, but just like a tea strainer. So you can see that loose tea in there. That cool package. So, this has been a really cool experience. I hope you guys are enjoying as much as I am, even though it's been a bit of a fumble trying to work with everything here in front of the camera versus if I was just cooking it for myself. I like strong tea, so I'm just going to put a decent amount in there. Hopefully, that should be, I think, okay. My glove back on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some of that hot water. And we'll go ahead and kind of just stir it up a little bit, get it steeping. We'll let that steep for a little bit. While that does that, we'll talk about some of the items here in the background. First off, we have an SSH-40 style helmet. Now this one is a post-World War II Eastern Bloc production, but it's the same kind, other than this liner is a little different, that the Russian troops would have worn during World War II. It's an excellent helmet, provided really good protection because of that dome shape. And if you want to see someone ballistic test one of these, check out Mike B's channel on YouTube. You can see what this thing would have held up against, and you'll probably be surprised. In the background, I got a little pack of 7.62 rounds out of a World War II Spam can. We got the Soviet hat pin, and then over here we have a pre-World War II but communist era Nagant revolver. Very well could have seen service in World War II. It's dated 1926, and these are a pretty unique revolver. I have a video on this if you want to learn more about it specifically, but just figured I'd give us something to talk about here for a minute. And looks like that tea is pretty well brewed, so let's go ahead and strain it out and give it a taste. So what I use is just a kitchen strainer and a coffee filter to get that tea. I made a pretty light tea. Looks pretty good. Let's see, we'll give it a taste. Now, if I have any Russian viewers watching, let me know how you guys like your tea. Dark, light like this, sugar, no sugar, honey. I'm just going to try it plain. Okay, well, that's really good tea. So I'm definitely going to be finishing that off along with that porridge. That would definitely be really satisfying, especially if it was, you know, you're on winter time, you know, out fighting the Germans rather, and you had some downtime. That tea heated up maybe on the engine block, or your T-34 or something would have been a really kind of nice pick-me-up. So this will be a two-part video. I really want to enjoy all parts of it, so I'm gonna check out the porridge or the pork stew later as like a lunch. So thanks for watching this half, and I'll be back soon.